Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun and today I am here to review Encanto, or Disney's Encanto. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I probably am not, but Encanto is the latest animated Disney film. The last one that came out was Raya and the Last Dragon, which I dug the hell out of that movie. I thought it was really solid. I thought it was really good. I thought the animation was great. I thought the characters were fun. I really dug Raya, and Disney animated. I've already had this conversation back when Soul came out, and you know how I felt about Soul. I thought Soul was probably one of the best animated features of the last. It's probably one of my favorite animated features of all time, Soul, and that was from Pixar. Disney has had these two massive animation studios. They've had Pixar's and they have their own Disney division. Some people forget that. Some people kind of get it mixed up together because a lot of times when the Pixar stuff comes out, it doesn't just say Pixar, it says Disney and Pixar. When the Disney stuff comes out, it just says Disney. But it's really unfair. Like, put it this way, like Disney Disney between like the Toy Story movies and Soul and Inside Out, and you got Moana on the Disney side. Like right now, Disney is completely owning this animation. It is like this, like in films, they own the animation world. Like I believe the last couple Oscars for animated features were won by Disney or at Disney or Pixar. So like right now, they are at the top of their game. The last few animated features released, I've enjoyed all of them. I enjoyed Onward. I thought fucking the last Pixar movie, what was it? Luca. I really loved Luca. I saw a lot of people were down on Luca. I really liked Luca. And you guys know me. I'm a massive animation person anyways. I love animation. I think it's amazing. I've talked about it many times before. I was talking about it on Arcane the other day. I love animation. I think it's one of the most limitless forms of storytelling because in animation, you're not limited by, it's budget and it costs a lot of money to do it, but you're not limited by time in certain aspects. There's just certain things you can do with animation that aren't limiting. You know what I mean? Like people are willing to you can suspend your disbelief so much easier with animation because you're watching something that's, because your mind's able to just go, okay, this isn't real anyways, so I can believe whatever they put on screen as long as it's well done. And I just think animation has limitless potential. And Encanto is being written is being written by the same people, or at least most of the same people who made Moana. Now you guys know, if you go back and check the reviews, I thought Moana was the best animated film of that year. It's still an amazing animated feature. Me and Seth, sometimes we talk about it, when we think about all these animated movies we've looked at in the past. I loved Moana. I thought it was great. The Rock was great. I'd go on about that for days. And it was written by LinManuel Miranda, who is becoming sort of a megastar at the moment. He's written so many things. He just directed Tick, Tick, Boom, which I probably will be reviewing. It's on my list of things to watch. I just haven't gotten around to watching it yet. So I probably will be watching that since it's Lin-Manuel Miranda's directorial debut. Obviously Hamilton not that long ago, and he had another animated. It was like Vio, was it called Vivo or something like that? That was on Netflix. So Lin-Manuel Miranda he's that man is everywhere. That man is making money. Like he was on My Dark Materials. I'm like, this dude is every fucking where. If it has something to do with music, In the Heights, In the Heights, obviously, duh, but Lin-Manuel is getting around, but go figure. But this is another Lin-Manuel Miranda written, he wrote music, he wrote the songs for this one, just like he did in Moana. And if you are a fan of Moana, I can't imagine you not loving this movie. I can't imagine, if you like that Moana movie, and if you're a fan of just classic Disney, animation and what they've been doing, I can't imagine you not liking this movie. This movie has charm. This movie has very fun characters, very interesting characters. It has so much heart, has great songs, some really catchy songs, some songs that are still stuck in my head at the moment. Great voice cast, amazing animation, and an inventive, creative, interesting world. Now, to get into the story revolves around the magical family, the Madrigals. I think the Madrigals. I can't say. That's what it sounded like to me. The Madrigals, and the Madrigals live in Encanto, this village, this like small little town, a small little village, basically in the middle of the Colombian mountains, and like there's these mountains that are surrounding the town, so they're like kind of hidden. It's Encanto in Colombia, and the Madrigals, this family of just magical people. Like they're this family of magical people. They all have their own unique abilities. One has super strength, one can create flowers, one can heal people with food, one can shapeshift. They all have their own abilities, except for Mirabel, who is our lead character, is the only one without a power. And no one knows why she didn't get a power. She doesn't know why she didn't get a power. And she tries not to let it get to her, but clearly it does kind of get to her. And, she's having a hard time fitting into her family. And they're playing up a lot of themes, which are a lot of themes in this movie. One, like the big one is self-worth and it's self-worth and just comparing yourself to others and trying to fit, and like expectations and the pressure of expectations. There's a lot of themes, especially if you grew up in a family. That's the one thing I will tell you right now. If you grew up in a family, like a larger family, or you grew up in a family that had high expectations of you, you're gonna get something out of this movie. If you grew up in a family at all, like a bigger family, you're gonna love it. You're gonna get a lot out of this film because there's so many relatable things in the film, especially family-wise, and like the pressures of being in a big family, and especially because in that town of Encanto, her family, Mirabel's family, is like royalty. They're like the protectors of this town. They're like, important, and like the pressures of what comes from being that's kind of put on full display as well. But the big conflict of the film, because there is no villain in this film, the conflict is that the magic is starting to die. No one knows why the magic's starting to fade, because the magic all comes from this magical candle that their grandmother found, or I guess was given by who knows who a long time ago to protect them and to build this town. And the magical candle is starting to fade. It's starting to fade, and along with that, the powers are starting to fade, and no one knows why, but Mirabel wants to discover why. Because she wants to be of service. She wants to really do something that can like make people look at her the same way they look at her other family members, because there are outright some insulting shit said to Mirabel. I mean, they treat that girl like shit. And sometimes I'm watching this movie and I'm just like, bitch. Because, like, at a certain point, someone literally tells her, you know how you can help? By not being here. It's like, damn. When someone close to you says something like that, you know what I mean? Like, it's gotta be heartbreaking. And it doesn't help that every single person in the town keeps asking her, well, I wonder why you didn't get it. Maybe there's something wrong with you. Why didn't you get a power? Why didn't you get a power? And it weighs on her, and you can see it weighing on her. And she does that thing that I do sometimes, which made the character of Mirabel so relatable to me, which is sometimes I tend to kind of try to pretend like I don't feel something that I'm feeling, and I just kind of push it down that I'm feeling something, and I just kind of pretend like I'm like, you know what, whatever, or talk myself out of feeling the way I'm feeling, even though I know how I'm feeling is legit and I have a reason to feel how I'm supposed to be feeling. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm not gonna feel that way until something happens, or it keeps coming up, and that feeling just keeps rising up until you just like, I can't fucking take it anymore. And that's what's happening to her. As people, like, she's trying to smile, she's trying to pretend like she doesn't give a damn that she didn't get a power. But when your sister's got powers, and your cousins got powers, your mom's got powers, and your mom's just like, oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, of course it doesn't matter to you. You can heal people. Like it would be like being a member of the X-Men and you're the only dude there. It's like, man, okay. Like, what? In fact, no, it would be like, and this is for my Marvel fans out there, it would be like if in the Inhumans, because the Inhumans go through that whole Terrigen thing, nothing happened to you. You didn't die because humans are supposed to die from the Terrigen. You didn't die, you just went through and nothing happened. The fucking stone, the Terrigen Mist decided you didn't need anything. nothing. And it's just like, well, what the hell, man? What am I supposed to do with that? And that's how I felt about that. That's really how I felt. And it was really sad. And even in, like, I don't want to spoil anything for you, but, like, when you go through the course of the actual movie, you realize that, you know, not everything is how it seems. There's a great feeling of walking, or of sometimes you have to walk a mile in someone else's shoes. Sometimes people, when you look at someone from the outside and you just kind of make your judgment of them based off of your own preconceived notions and based off of whatever you deem them to be, you don't really know them, and until you talk to them or until you get into their heads. And there's a lot of that in this film with her family. How she views her family and how others view them isn't completely how the members of her family view themselves. And you find out how all the members of her family feel different ways about, you know, themselves, and that they're not this perfect family, that even though Mirabel is the one who's kind of pointed out to be the outcast, sort of, or the freak, because she doesn't have powers, the rest of them don't feel so great about themselves either. And it's a beautiful thing, you know. It's like, honestly, like, this is the perfect movie to take the family to go see. I think it does so much, so good, especially with the whole with the loving family vibe that it has. The movie is just a nice warm hug on a cold day. I would give Encanto a 9.5. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I had a great time with it. Like I said, the animation's good. Some of those songs are amazing. Specifically, we need to talk about Bruno. And Bruno's a great character in the movie, by the way. Played by John Leguizamo, which I was like, hey, that's John Leguizamo. But Bruno's a great character in the movie. But man, that song about him was pretty funny. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it was a pretty funny song. It was a pretty funny song. Anyways, I'll put it right up there with You're Welcome. The Bruno song and You're Welcome are like this for me. But anyways, thank you guys for joining the Complicated Movie Show. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.